Hello dear friends, today I want to begin this video with a very simple question. Have you ever eaten something labeled a superfood, but then felt nauseous, bloated, tired, and couldn't quite figure out why? Yogurt, so humble yet often praised as a good friend to our gut and overall health, especially after the age of 60. But here's something you might not expect. If eaten the wrong way, particularly when combined with the wrong foods, yogurt can actually have the opposite effect on your health. It may not only cause uncomfortable bloating or mild stomach cramps after a meal, but over time, it can weaken your gut microbiome, leading to fatigue, digestive distress, and poor absorption of essential nutrients. Tonight, let's gently look at 6 common mistakes people often make when combining yogurt with everyday foods, and why these combinations might quietly disrupt your health in ways you didn't expect. Let me guide you through this journey with empathy, simple knowledge, and heartfelt stories from people just like you. Are you ready? Do you remember the last morning you enjoyed a cool cup of yogurt with a few slices of orange or fresh grapefruit? At that moment, you might have thought you were giving your gut a colorful, healthy treat. But about an hour later, something felt off. Your stomach rumbled. You felt uncomfortable, maybe even slightly nauseated. You might have thought it was just your age, or that you'd eaten too much. Maybe. But it could also be that you unknowingly paired 2 foods that aren't meant to go together. Yogurt contains live probiotics, which are wonderful for digestion, but they're also incredibly delicate. When mixed with highly acidic fruits like oranges, grapefruits, pineapples, or tart berries, a chemical reaction happens in your stomach that's not ideal. The acid in the fruit causes the protein in yogurt to curdle, making it harder to digest and sometimes even leading to fermentation in the gut. That's why many people feel heavy and sluggish after eating yogurt with fresh fruits, rather than light and energized. And this issue becomes even more noticeable as we age. After 60, our digestive enzymes naturally decline, and the process of digestion slows down. The combination of acidic fruit and yogurt can make things worse, disrupting the delicate balance of our aging gut flora, something already more fragile in our later years. I remember a comment from Linda, a 74-year-old viewer, who shared, "I always had yogurt with pineapple in the morning, thinking it was a healthy choice, until I watched your video and tried switching to stewed apples with cinnamon. Oh my goodness, my stomach felt so light, no more bloating, and somehow I felt this cozy warmth inside me." We can't blame Linda. Many store-bought products promote fruit yogurt as the perfect health food, but what's suitable for younger bodies isn't always the best for us as our bodies evolve with time. So what's the solution? It's beautifully simple. Instead of raw acidic fruits, choose something warm and gentle, like soft stewed apples with cinnamon. Apples contain pectin, a soluble fiber that nourishes good bacteria, while cinnamon reduces inflammation and warms the stomach. If you haven't tried this yet, give your body a new chance, a moment to rediscover the comfort and ease of a well-digested meal. Now, you might think eating yogurt alongside a main meal is a smart idea. A bowl of Greek yogurt with grilled chicken or a beef steak sounds nutritious. But what many people don't realize is that yogurt is already rich in protein. When you pair it with meat, especially red meat or eggs, you're unintentionally creating a heavy load for your digestive system. Why? Because protein digestion requires a significant amount of stomach acid. When you consume 2 heavy proteins at once, one from yogurt and one from meat, your stomach has to work harder to break them down. But after the age of 70, our stomach acid levels naturally decline. This means food stays longer in the stomach, doesn't digest properly, and begins to ferment, causing bloating, acid reflux, and that heavy brick-in-the-belly feeling. A friend of mine, Robert, 76 from Minnesota, shared his experience. He loved eating yogurt after dinner, usually a large meal with grilled meat. But the next morning, he always felt sluggish, sometimes even slightly nauseous. When I suggested he change the timing, try having yogurt in the afternoon instead, he gave it a try. The result? Clear as day. No more bloating, no more heavy stomach. A small change made a big difference. We often forget it's not just about how nutritious something is, but also about when and how we eat it. For a body that has carried us through 70+ years of life, every system inside needs care, not challenges. So if you're used to eating yogurt with a meaty meal, try separating it into its own light snack. A quiet morning, a relaxed afternoon, that's when your stomach can truly receive yogurt as a gentle gift, not a digestive burden. No need for big changes, just listen gently to your body. If it feels more at ease, that's your sign. You're doing something right. On chilly evenings, you might crave something warm and flavorful, like a spicy curry or a few pieces of chili chicken. And to cool it down, you add a little yogurt on top. It sounds logical. Yogurt is known to be cooling. But what many people don't realize is that mixing spicy food with yogurt can actually disrupt your digestion, especially if you're over 70. Why? Because your body by then is more like a gentle flame. It doesn't burn as fiercely as it once did. Spicy food is like a sudden spark. It heats, it excites. Yogurt, on the other hand, is cool, calming, and tends to create mucus. When these opposing forces meet in the stomach, the body doesn't know what to do: heat up or cool down, produce acid or hold back. The result is confusion in the digestive process, slowed digestion, bloating, reflux, or even mild diarrhea. I remember Gloria, 68, who lives alone in Texas. Every Friday night, she'd treat herself to fried samosas with spicy yogurt dip, a small ritual that made her feel young again. But the next morning, her body felt heavy, her joints stiff, her belly uncomfortable. She thought it was just old age, until she tried something new, eating yogurt in the morning instead, without the fried or spicy foods. The result surprised her. Not only was her digestion better, but she felt clearer, lighter, more present in herself. Spicy foods can increase inflammation, especially for those with sensitive guts. Yogurt, when used correctly, soothes the lining of the intestines. But when you combine the two, you lose the benefit of both and gain only the burden of imbalance. So if you love spicy food and no one's asking you to give it up, just enjoy yogurt at a different time of day. Let yogurt be its own quiet moment, not one overshadowed by strong flavors. Imagine this: a soft morning sun shining through your window, you sitting peacefully with a bowl of yogurt, stewed apples, chia seeds, and a sprinkle of cinnamon. That is the moment your body truly absorbs the healing nature of this food. And there's one more common misunderstanding. Many people think combining yogurt with fried food helps balance the grease or aid digestion. But in reality, yogurt and fried food are a harsh combination for the stomach, especially for aging digestive systems. When you eat yogurt, a food that's naturally cool, soft, and rich in probiotics, together with deep-fried greasy foods like French fries, donuts, or even crispy fried meat, you're putting a digestive contradiction into your body. Fried foods, which are already heavy and nutritionally imbalanced, are often cooked in reused oil or industrial-grade fats. This increases the burden on your liver, gallbladder, and especially your digestive system. Yogurt, when used properly, can help soothe and repair the lining of the intestines. But when it's eaten alongside fried foods, it loses that healing power. Because your digestive system is already working hard to process the complex, hard-to-break-down fats. The result? You may feel bloated, sluggish, or like the food is just sitting in your belly. And if this happens often, it can reduce your appetite and make you feel more tired throughout the day. I remember Mr. Henry, 73, who lives alone in Ohio. Every afternoon, he had the habit of enjoying a few fried empanadas, followed by a cup of yogurt. He called it his little joy at the end of the day. But he often complained about feeling like his belly was round and tight like a drum by evening, and the next morning, he'd feel drained and foggy. When he switched to a lighter dinner, yogurt with soaked oats and soft fruits, everything changed. He laughed and said, "I haven't felt this light in my body in ages." Fried food isn't the enemy, but it should be kept separate from yogurt, especially in the same meal. And if you've already eaten something fried, give your body time to digest it fully before introducing yogurt. A greasy meal needs space to be processed. Yogurt, meanwhile, should be seen as a gentle remedy. It needs a quiet moment to work its magic. Like two good friends, they're best enjoyed at different times. You deserve to feel light and clear-headed, and that's not something far away. It starts with how you combine your foods each day. Imagine a summer morning. You open the fridge and take out a cold cup of yogurt, adding a few fresh strawberries or slices of frozen kiwi, thinking you're starting the day off right. But soon after, you feel your belly is cold, digestion is slow, maybe even a slight shiver inside. and you're not sure why. Sounds familiar? This happens to many older adults because the combination of cold yogurt and frozen fruit can numb the digestive process, especially when digestion is already weakened by age. After the age of 70, body temperature and metabolism both slow down. Eating very cold foods can shock the stomach and intestines, slowing contractions, enzyme release, and nutrient absorption. This can lead to bloating, chills, mild nausea, or prolonged fatigue after meals. I remember a lovely woman named Evelyn, 75, who lives in Michigan. She loved eating yogurt with frozen blueberries in the morning. She called it her colorful breakfast. But she often felt icy all over, her stomach uneasy, and she had trouble sleeping at night. When she changed her habit, gently warming the yogurt and swapping frozen fruits for stewed apples with a pinch of cinnamon, the warmth returned to her belly. She wrote to me, saying, "Now every morning feels like I'm hugging my stomach with kindness." Instead of eating yogurt straight from the fridge, let it sit at room temperature for a few minutes, or gently warm it by mixing in cooked oats or steamed apples. Also, avoid frozen fruits. Choose soft, slightly warm ones like ripe bananas, steamed pears, or slow-cooked peaches. The change isn't about giving up what you love, it's about adjusting so your body can receive it more gently. After 70, even the temperature of food becomes a key part of wellness. Remember, your gut doesn't just digest food, it senses the warmth or coldness of everything you consume. And it responds with either comfort or discomfort, depending on how you nourish it. You might be surprised to learn that one of the things that weakens yogurt's benefits is sugar. Especially refined sugar, the fine white kind found in many commercial yogurt products today. Yogurt is supposed to be a probiotic-rich food, full of living microorganisms that support digestion and gut balance. But when large amounts of refined sugar are added, what happens? That sugar feeds harmful bacteria and lowers the survival rate of the good ones, silently turning a healthy food into a harmful one. When you eat yogurt with added sugar, or mix in extra white sugar, molasses, or artificial syrups, you're stripping away yogurt's main purpose, improving digestion, boosting immunity, and supporting gut health. I once spoke with Mr. Raymond, 80, from Colorado. He told me he loved vanilla and sweet strawberry yogurts. He bought them from the supermarket every week. But the more he ate, the more bloated he felt. His digestion slowed, and by afternoon, he felt exhausted. When we checked the label, he was shocked. Each small cup contained nearly 20 grams of sugar. He switched to plain, unsweetened yogurt, mixing in mashed ripe banana and cinnamon. 2 weeks later, he called me and laughed. I thought I was just changing flavors, but I ended up changing my health. Instead of sweetened yogurt or adding sugar, choose plain, unsweetened yogurt. If you want some natural sweetness, use soft, ripe fruits like bananas or stewed apples, or drizzle a bit of raw honey, gently sweet and full of antioxidants. Also, pay attention to ingredient labels when buying packaged yogurt. Words like low-fat or organic can be misleading. They sound healthy, but may hide a surprising amount of sugar. Your health deserves to be protected by awareness and care. Remember, probiotics in yogurt are tiny living beings. They need a healthy environment to thrive. When you feed them refined sugar, you're weakening them and unintentionally feeding what harms your gut instead. Are you currently eating sweetened yogurt? Have you ever tried switching to unsweetened and noticed a difference? I'd love to hear your experience in the comments below. One small change in your daily habits could be the beginning of a healthier life. Let's inspire one another on this journey. Dear friend, we've just gone through 6 common mistakes when combining yogurt, a food that seems simple but actually requires thoughtfulness and care in how it's used. It's not that yogurt is bad, but our bodies, after decades of life, now need more gentleness, more listening, and more tenderness than ever before. You might be thinking, it's just a cup of yogurt. Does it really have to be this complicated? But if you've ever woken up feeling tired, bloated, or less interested in food than before, maybe your body has been gently whispering, please pay a little more attention to how we care for each other. Yogurt, when eaten properly, can be healing. It doesn't just nourish your gut, it can ease discomfort and bring warmth to your soul. And the best part is, you don't have to change everything all at once. Just change how you eat one thing. And from there, your body will thank you. and respond with grace. I'll never forget what Mrs. Ruth, 82, told me during a gentle conversation. She said, "The day I stopped eating yogurt with frozen fruit and switched to mashed banana with oats, I felt like I was holding my body with kindness. Not because I feared illness, but because I wanted to live the rest of my days in peace." And maybe that's the message I want to share with you today. That no matter your age, no matter whether you live alone or with your family, the care you give your body, even in the tiniest ways, is how you love yourself every single day. What did you learn from today's video? Is there a habit you're ready to change? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Every story you share is a gift, not just for me, but for the thousands of others reading and seeing themselves in your words. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit subscribe so we can continue walking together through more gentle, meaningful, and inspiring videos like this. Thank you for being here, for listening, and for choosing to love yourself in the softest, most beautiful way. I'll see you again in the next video.